Time now for your forewarned weather with Cedric Haynes.
Welcome back. Cedric, we're definitely not experiencing exactly what we did yesterday, which is a little sad. Thankfully, you said we are going to have a repeat of that, just not today or tomorrow.
Or tomorrow. You've been a fan. I like that.
I always listen.
That's
how she does.
Yeah. Sometimes. Yeah, that's very true. That is very true. But hey, either way, she is correct, though. We're going to have a couple of days of this cool down, and really only across northern Utah. And then we've got a major warm-up heading to the western half of the country. This could be a all-time record setter coming our way. Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to skip it almost and go straight to it as we get into
I told him to trade in the skis and bring out the swim trunks.
Yeah, he may need to.
Give me like 1 or 2 more weeks and I'm about to hit that point. Yesterday's, that little teaser, I was like, okay, I could see myself by a pool here.
Well, you may get a little help from Mother Nature because I'll tell you what, we already have that meager snowpack, but with temperatures like yesterday, it's not going to stick around long, and we've got much warmer weather heading our way. But take a look over the past few days because it is interesting. We ended last week with below average temperatures in the 40s. We had the wintry weather, all of that snow, particularly for our mountains. And then we got to the weekend. Saturday was a below average day with highs only around 50. And then we jumped up to near 60 by the time we got towards your Sunday. And there you see it as we made our way into our Monday, 71 degrees for a high temperature. That was only about 5 degrees shy of the record for the day, which was at about 76 degrees. And that was set back, I believe, back in 1989. So very impressive stuff with those temperatures. I show you that to show you more changes are already happening out there across northern Utah where we've got cooler air beginning to work its way in behind a weak front that's moving through. So temperatures from Salt Lake City and points north about 15 degrees or so below where they were yesterday. So it is definitely a cooler day. You've noticed that, and you will continue to notice that throughout the afternoon. Meanwhile, you get down further south, it's a little warmer than yesterday at this time. So depends on what side of the front you land on, and you can kind of see where that front is basically situated along the I-80 corridor, continuing to slowly ooze down towards the south. But again, it's only about 40 degrees in Cache Valley. That is quite the change from yesterday afternoon at this time. And then you can see again only in the upper 40s here from Salt Lake City to Ogden. So definitely some cooler weather. Meanwhile, a little warmer down where we're seeing more sunshine and where we're primarily south of the front. So we had a couple of scattered clouds make their way on through. We'll see a few more of these clouds pushing on down into the area here, along with that breezy northwesterly wind picking up this afternoon. So not only will it be cooler, it'll feel even cooler because we're going to have a little bit of a breeze that's going to show up out there as well. Now, so look at your upper level futurecast. Again, we've got the storm system. This is the one that brought us all of the wacky weather last week, but it is still hanging out, but far enough to our south to where it's not bringing us much of an impact. We're watching to the north and west. We'll continue over the next 24 hours to see that northwesterly flow building in, and that's going to bring us cooler temperatures through the middle of the work week across primarily northern Utah. If you get down across southern Utah, pretty much mild conditions are expected. But look off to the south and west, there's a massive ridge of high pressure that's going to start to build as we get towards the end of the work week, and it's only going to get stronger and have some staying power here as it makes its way into the weekend and beyond. In fact, take a look at these temperatures here for Salt Lake City. We've got you in the mid-50s, so back to where we should be for this time of the year for the next couple of days behind this front. But by the time we get towards Thursday, Friday, we're talking temperatures nearing 70 degrees again, and we stay in the upper 60s to near 70 all the way into next week. But St. George, check it out, low 70s for you, and then all of a sudden we're in the mid-80s by the end of the work week. The mid-80s. And then look at this. By the time we get into next week, we could be talking temperatures nearing 90 degrees. Now, we've never hit 90 degrees in March in St. George. In fact, the earliest we've ever done it, April the 2nd. So I think there's going to be a really good chance that we see that record fall as we head into next week particularly. In fact, you can see this, what I mean here. Normally, we don't see the first 90-degree temperature to the end of April or beginning of May in St. George. But it's going to be very possible we see it this month with a massive ridge of high pressure that takes over. That's going to mean very warm conditions. It's also going to mean very dry conditions, sadly, as the storm track will be well off to our north, close to the Canadian border. St. George, low 70s today, mid to upper 70s for your Wednesday. Then we're in the low to mid 80s for the end of the week with lots of sunshine. Then I've got upper 80s, chasing 90 by the beginning of next week. The Wasatch Front, we've got breezy conditions, temperatures into the 50s. And then notice over the next few days, we go from the cooler temperatures to the warmer temperatures, and we stay there heading into next week. Matt?